a political journalist who promised to streak down Whitehall if UKIP won more than 6% of the vote in the general election. Well, he's lived up to his promise. Well, almost. As you can see now from pictures, here they come. Do contain some flash photography. See what we did there? Flash photography. Dan Hodges, who writes for the Telegraph, chose to run through central London in his underwear on a particularly wet morning. He ran from Trafalgar Square to Whitehall in just over 3.5 minutes, raising more than £1,000 for the Terence Higgins Trust in the process. Oh, can I look? Yes, it's finished. Dan Hodges joining us now from our studios in central London. Thankfully, fully dressed, as you can see. Hello. Thanks very much. How was that then?
It was cold, Kay. It was cold and it was wet, but it was in a good cause, as you said, for the Terence Higgins Trust and also another charity, Elizabeth's Legacy of Hope. So it was all in a good cause in the end.
Oh, we could certainly see it was cold. But weren't you supposed to streak? And I looked up streaking, the act of removing one's clothes and running about in the boff. That's not what happened, is it?
No, you're right there. I looked it up as well as, and it also said that it would probably have me arrested if I tried to do that. Plus, I think those pictures are harrowing enough for your viewers as it is. I think had I taken the final step, it would probably be more than any of us could tolerate. And obviously, there were innocent people just going about their daily business up and down Whitehall this morning. I think it would have been unfair to have inflicted that on them as well.
Why did it take so long?
What do you mean take it long? It's 3.5 minutes. That was a cracking time.
Okay,
people were betting. People thought it'd take me up to 6 minutes.
I meant since last May, so you're obviously not chippy about it at all, are you?
I was delighted. I was immensely proud at my time. I may see if I can improve on it next year.
Why did it take since last May to do it? Is what I meant.
Cowardice, basically. Kay, absolute abject cowardice. But actually, having done it. It's actually quite a liberating experience. I could highly recommend it. It's like when you have those, if we've all had those sort of anxiety nightmares about going into work naked or being on the bus naked, I've actually lived through the experience. So life holds no fears for me now. So I would recommend it.
I'm not sure all of us have had those nightmares, Dan, but OK. What have your colleagues been saying to you? Did they tease you until you eventually had to do it?
Basically, in fairness, there was a UKIP MEP, Patrick O'Flynn, who consistently and persistently harassed me on Twitter, asking when I was going to do my naked streak, and I eventually caved in. And also, when I discussed it with my wife and explained that it would be in the aid of charity, she said, well, of course you've got to do it. So I had my wife covered. I had Patrick O'Flynn harassing me. Basically, Kay, I was boxed into a corner.
Who are the people that were greeting you at the end? Was that your missus?
That was, yes. It was my wife and my son who were cheering me on at the end.
Was he embarrassed?
No, he seemed to be. He was delighted. It got him out of school for the morning, so he was pleased.
Okay, now tell us why this happened. What was the reason behind it?
Well, back in 2012, a lifetime ago, sent out a very innocent tweet in which I said if UKIP broke 6%, more than 6% of the general election, I would streak down Whitehall. And obviously, they got 12%. So, in truth, I suppose I should have run down and run all the way back up again. So erroneous was my prediction. But it's not the first erroneous prediction by me, and I'm sure it won't be the last, but at least this one was able to raise money for a couple of very worthy causes.
People in the gallery are saying, you don't look in too bad a shape. Did you not eat too much at Christmas or something?
I was in training. That was it. I starved myself over Christmas. That's what the 8 months were for. I was just working my way up to it.
OK. Any other predictions before we let you go?
No, that's it for now. That's it for now, but you'll be the first to know.
Are you sure? You don't want to make a prediction for the EU referendum when it might be?
Yeah, we're going to stay in. And if we don't stay in, I'll run naked down Whitehall again. How's that? OK, just going to write that down. So if we don't stay in the EU, then you will run down Whitehall. Run naked down Whitehall again.
Naked. You said naked, didn't you?
Well, my definition of naked.
OK. It's great to talk to you. You raised £1,000 for the Terence Higgins Trust as well, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Great. Good sport. Thanks for joining us on Sky News. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.